Hi, Fiona here. I have to share something amazing with you that happened to me today. I took out for a walk, um, and I've been working through a lot of stuff. I don't know if any of you can tell, but my voice is starting to change. I released something huge today, and if this can help you understand what we can really do with our energies, with what we carry, with the struggle and pain we carry that isn't necessary, with learning to grow, release. I mean, this has taken me, what happened to me today has changed everything, has changed the way I've always understood this, but I haven't had it happen to me in such a quantum way that it's like it was one of those huge aha moments. Um, and I feel a shift in everything has shifted. It's amazing. And I'm having all these thyroid issues. This is helping because I just shed so much from my spirit from what happened today. Let me tell you, because if this can reach you and you can find this kind of clearance in your life, um, oh God, this is amazing. Okay, so here we go. I have most of my life, actually, since I've been a child, had a real difficult relationship with my aunt, my mom's sister. Um, I have never really felt that she really liked me. Um, I've always felt like there was something there and I couldn't figure out what it was, and I used to take it personally. I used to take it that it was me, that we were too much alike, that we butted heads, that she preferred my brother over me. My mind came up with every scenario it was possible. Um, and it's today that it hit me. The epiphany came, the clearance came. I I finally understand it, and all I have in my heart now is total love for her because of this. So what happened was, I've been thinking about it. I was walking. I'm going through getting ready to do this MRI on my thyroid, and blah 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 blah. I had this amazing talk with my doctor. Things have just been expanding, 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 and it just hit me like a ton of bricks today. So walking and I'm thinking, and all of a sudden I realized when my aunt was a child, she was very, very sickly. And I can't remember what it was she had, but it was so bad. I mean, they didn't think she was going to make it. She was that ill, and she was in England. And this was right before the war, and then during the war, and what was before the war. So she she literally was, from what I have gathered, the story is, and don't quote me on it because I could be wrong in some spots, but from what I gathered, my mom said she was very, very ill. She was in hospital for a long time. She was quarantined, and they didn't think she was going to make it. My aunt is a what I would call a real tough bird. I mean, she not only did she make it, she pulled through. She was also very, very shy. Very, very introverted from what I understand. This is all before I was born. But my mom, when I got to know my aunt was already coming out of that. She had come over to the United States on her own. My mom was already here. I think my grandma was here by then, or she came over after that. I can't remember. But she came over. She got into, my aunt never went to college, so she was self-made, self-taught, self-made entrepreneur. She went into the meat business. She became the head of a meat corporation. I won't get into whether you eat meat or not. That's not the point. She became really big in her business, and she basically worked alongside men. So here she was, a woman in a man's world, right? She became highly respected. I mean, when she decided she wanted to go meet Ronald Reagan, she made a phone call and went and met Ronald Reagan. When she decided she's a Republican, don't judge her on that, please. When she decided she wanted to meet Bush, she made a phone call and went and met Bush. Most of her friends are not Republican, we're Democrats, so they were like not impressed by it. But you got to look at that as she made herself into a powerful woman that was able to, pick up the phone, make a phone call, and go see somebody in a powerful position that she wanted and make it happen, just like that. So there's a lot to look at her and say, wow, she did all this. Now, the struggle that I've always had with her is I have always come from a different place. I'm more spiritually bound, more grounded. I'm an old soul, and I know that. She's a younger soul. And I realized, I always wondered why I felt this feeling of her not really liking me, not respecting me. She never thought I was much of anything. And I always took that personally, and I always felt this like disgruntledness and this, I didn't like her because of the treatment that I got. But I never understood it. Well, I understand it as of today because it became so clear to me. It's like the heavens opened up and explained to me exactly what it was all about. And it's like the most amazing thing, because it's like I see it now for what it truly is, and it's absolutely crystal clear. And so what happened is so she was sick. She was this sick little girl. And I realized that, this is something that she's had to work on. Well, some of us, when we come back, not everybody's going to believe in this. I do believe in, we are energy, we come back, we have many lives. I believe that purely, and I know that actually. There's a part of me that just knows it internally. I'm very intuitive, and I know it. So I'm not trying to convince you. Everybody is allowed their own belief, but this is what I believe. So as I'm contemplating this today, I don't know why it came in. It came in because the information was to come in to me, so that it was time. I had clarity. I was able to see it for what it was and learn the lesson. And it's absolutely beautiful. So I get that I have been struggling with all this illness, sickness, injuries all my life. And a part of it comes from I made a contract to come, and as part of my contract was to give a gift to my aunt. So I came back and accepted all this illness to happen in my life so that I could be the gift for my aunt. Because now I don't know what she'll do with it in this lifetime and if she will even see it or learn from it. But this was what my position was, what my journey was about. And it's made me understand why I've suffered so much with so many different illnesses and so many different ailments. Is I needed to show my aunt herself. So you see, I came back as a contract as her mirror. And I am her mirror for the child that she needs to see. The child that this sick child that she has never forgiven, that's herself, that she doesn't know how to forgive, because when she looks at the child that was so ill, all she sees is weakness. That is weakness to her. My strength is that I come from the heart. I never came from anything else. And I'm strong and I'm an old soul. So I took this on because I wanted, and this is the most beautiful part. You know, I used to resent my aunt so much, and resent how she treated me, and resent how it made me feel. And it opened my heart today because I realized that I took this on because I love her that much. That my spirit, I love her so deeply that I accepted this contract so that I could help her. Not knowing if she'll accept the help. I mean, I have no idea if she'll learn this lifetime from it or not. That's not what it's about. What it's about is that I accepted this contract because I love her that much. And it hit me like a ton of bricks, because the reason there has been this much resentment, this much bouncing off each other, this much of us not connecting, is because she didn't want to see herself in me. That's why I've had all the illnesses. That's why I've suffered so much from so much of my physical ailments, because I kept trying to show her the child that she was, and show her to find the compassion in her heart for that child, to forgive that child that she was, because that child didn't do anything wrong. Was never that child's fault. It was never her fault that she was this sick child. And to let go of the judgment that she has judged herself with, because she felt it was weakness. So she's never wanted to look at that child in herself. That was her. Is so ill, because to her that was weakness. So she's pushed that away and avoided looking at that. And I now see her as she's in her 80s, And I see so clearly that that is her biggest lesson of this lifetime, was to learn to forgive that child in herself and stop judging that child with not being strong enough, not being tough enough. That was not a weakness in her. That was just a child that was ill. And to forgive all that she has, how she has treated herself all this time because of being sick. So I came back as her mirror to show her, to try to show her how to love me and respect me and admire me because I'm her, and how to love me and not judge me because I'm her. And it hit me, and I did this because I love her that much. So it's taken all the anger I had for her, all the resentment I had for her, all the issues I felt I had with her, all the not connecting with her that my mind said was the problem. All of that is gone now because my heart opened up so big when I realized this, that I realized what a gift we are to each other. That my soul and my spirit loved her so much that I wanted to come back here and try to help her heal that child in herself. And it brings me to tears because we don't realize how much we do this, because we're not given the ability to see what our past lives were. I have been given that gift in this lifetime. I've gotten to see a lot of my past lives. And this one was another one that just opened up today and showed me exactly why I have been struggling, exactly why I have struggled with her. And it allowed me to let go of anything negative or anything. It's allowed me to transform all the angst, anger, frustration, any of it that I had for her into complete love. And believe me, my Anne has not treated me well this lifetime. She's not somebody I even after understanding all this, do I want to go spend time with her? No, I don't. I don't want to be around her energy. I won't put myself ever through that again. And I struggle with my brother too. But it's showed me that there's such a deeper meaning why. And it has nothing to do with, it's not about me personally. It's not that she doesn't love me. It's that she can't see me. She can't see herself. She can't handle it. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like looking at the part of me that's ill, because it reminds her of her, because it is her. Do you get what I'm saying? I am showing her through the most loving way I can, because I was given that choice to do, and I accepted it, because I am an older soul. I've been here more times. I understand I understand what I accepted. Um, I, I've experienced so many different experiences and so all the lifetimes I've had that I needed to come back to help her. That was very important in this journey. Every single time I have had something wrong with me, she will she would come because she felt obligated to help me, but I could feel the struggle she had with herself. It was so hard for her to be there nurturing me. It was so, I mean, she did it because my mother was dead and I didn't have a mom to help take care of me anymore. My father didn't have the capability and just didn't know how. And so she tried to step into that role, and I saw the struggle. It was like her biting on nails, literally, to be there. But she did it. But she did it because she felt it was what she needed to do. It was the right thing to do. And what I was trying to, what I came back for and was the hope was for. And this is totally up to her. This is her journey. This is her part of the path. It's not up to me to decide whether she learns it or not. I just came to give her the gift. And she has fought it every single time. And I've seen the struggle, and I always took it like, well, she doesn't like me. She just has never really liked me that much. And it's not been that at all. It's that I remind her of her because I am her. And I want you to try to see this in your lives in different ways, especially with those people that, and I'm not talking about strangers. I'm talking about those people in your life that, you're supposed to quote unquote love, or is quote unquote are supposed to love you, your family members, the ones that you're supposed to be the closest to. Some of us have that relationship with our family members, but there are many people I see that don't, and that go through this complete break off, and that go through this terrible, terrible pain and struggle with themselves and the pain that they experience because they don't understand why they have no family and why they reject them so much. And I want you to understand something, that this is what came to me today, and it's just made my heart is so open now from it, from understanding it. And I'm hoping maybe that someone out there may hear this and go, oh my God, maybe that's why I've had such a struggle, and start looking at their relationship with that person differently. Doesn't mean that you have to go and be their best friend, even have them in your life. That's not what I'm saying at all. Like I said, unless my aunt has a huge epiphany and shifts, I'm not going to be around her because she, her energy is so bad for me, and there's so much negative, and it's not about me though. It's not about that her energy is bad for me. Her energy is so bad about herself. And this is what I'm trying to convey to you, that it's not about you personally. It's about themselves. And so I want you, if you can relate this to a situation that you have had in your life or have in your life now with somebody that is supposed to be someone you love, or they're supposed to love you and you don't feel it, maybe take a look, and maybe you don't see it, and maybe you won't see it, but think about that. This could be what's underlying for them and for you, that maybe you came back to be the worst thing in their life, the most torment, the worst struggle for them, because it's to help them raise their frequency so that they can move on. I think my aunt has suffered with this for lifetimes. And I accepted this contract to come back this way because I don't want to see her suffer anymore because I love her that much. And it just shows me the intense and immense love that we have for each other. That as spirits, we love each other so much. We are so connected that we are willing to come back and be the worst things in their life, the things that they hate the most, if it can help them. And I'm not trying to say, I'm not crying because I'm so big that I accepted this and came back for her. That's not what's touched me. What's touched me is that we as spirits have that capacity to love each other so much that we are willing to give to each other that much. You know, because I did this from a place where I wasn't conscious. I've just been given the gift this lifetime of being able to see and the awareness. One of the gifts that I've always had has been a seer. And it's not an easy thing to be a seer, because being a seer, you see the truth in situations and for other people that don't want to see it and there's been a lot of truths in my life that I've blocked out because I didn't want to see it. But once I started opening the door, I've allowed myself to see them. And it's not been an easy thing. It's been a struggle. I also have most of my life had most people want to push me away really, because they don't want to see the truth, because it's not necessarily always pretty. It's not necessarily comfortable. It's because those are the things that make us grow the most. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being here and sharing this with me. This is probably one of my most important and special messages to give to you so far. I'm so honored and I'm so touched that I'm so glad that Spirit guided me to start my book, Bouncing Back, my healing journey, this YouTube space, this live speaking, which I never thought I'd ever do in my lifetime, but here I am. But I'm so grateful that I've been guided to begin this and to start doing this and do more of this, because the things that are awakening up and that are becoming more visible to me are so special and so important. And if this can help anybody out there, then I've done my job. And so thank you so much for your love, your support, your ears, your wisdom, your heart. Allow this to, if anything, even if this makes no sense to you, keep your heart open. Allow your heart to see how my words feel. Don't think about it so much in your head. I want you to think about how this makes you feel, because that's where you'll understand the connection. If you have any connection to this, it'll be through your heart, is where you're going to feel this. And you're going to go, oh my, light bulb. That's what that is. So I love you all so much. I feel so honored, and bless you. And I will talk to you again really soon. All my love. Bye.